So they'll be calling you a radical giant week for here in Utah. No, Utah, because it's the great melt. It'll be on this week. It's Easter. Happy Easter. So, I don't know if you saw the Saturday Night Live gig about Orange. Wow, so be a big week here. So, flood watch, mud watch. So, we've had our first mudslide in Kaysville, Farmington. So that's the big danger, is the slides. How long must I slide? So trees are always in bloom this time of year. I mean, it's April 9th. I'll be 21 for the third time tomorrow. So, you know, of course you always mark it your birthdays. The trees are always so beautiful and in bloom. Not this year. What a crazy ass year, right? So we're gonna be in the 70s. You can feel the south wind is blowing today, this is a little bit of the East Canyon lights you can pick up here. They blow every day. So they can manage the river somewhat because they can control the flow out of Pineview. They can tweak it. The Lower Weaver, they dredged it, tore out all the wetlands, the natural deltas, because they hate wildlife. They hate animals here. So, big time they hate animals here. I mean, this is a psycho phenomena here that's happened. By the way, these guys right here, right there, Powder, remember they're going to build the Utopia, the 30 Forbes, they're part of that crew. Forbes is 30 for 30, under 30 billionaires. Now, she goes to prison this week, supposed to, a week from tomorrow. So, the FTX, where's the common denominator? Stanford. Who's her dad? So, this is important. Because Germany's shutting down their nuclear reactors this week. Where's your soup can? So, these were made in Vienna. They speak a whole different brand of German there, but the Austrians and the Germans are on the same page on this one. They're on the same page on this one. Nuclear energy. Yeah, it's clean out there. Propaganda. You can do this. Hang in there, brother. So, Germany shuts down their nuclear reactors. Their last ones. This week. The propaganda didn't work. 30 for 30 Forbes talk about propaganda. The nuclear energy, it's clean, it's great in the sheep. They believe. So, it's going to be a beautiful day finally. It's going to be a really beautiful day here. It's going to be a beautiful week. I'm going to have a big party. 14th, it'll be the 14th that night when they shut them off. It'll be 10 years to the day they announced that Angela Merkel's a nuclear physicist. And they'll ask, go to Germany, say, why are you shutting down all the nuclear reactors? They'll just say, Fukushima. I don't want to live like a nuclear energy refugee. How about Springsteen using us up? Now he's using the homeless. Yeah, the homeless. He's taking pictures of the homeless in San Diego and says he's going to add a tour and the tickets are $25, $26, $2,800. Just like he used up the anti-nuclear movement. Going to party like 79. Damn the nuclear torpedo. So she's going to rage. So we've had our first mudslide. That everybody's got their fingers in the nuclear energy pork. It's like, I was talking to a young guy last night at a birthday party about Trump and Biden, and he's this, that, Trump, this. I says, what's the difference? There's no difference in them. You guys get all caught up in nuance. There's no difference in these guys. Obama, Trump, and Biden are identical. The Fukushima nuclear cover-up queen. It's like the New York Times has a piece out on this young guy saying, I can't explain the Iraqi war to myself 20 years later. 20 years later, the New York Times puts that in there? They pounded the war drums harder than anyone. Left and right voted for that. Freaking, what, there was one, I think, out of Congress? You take the Senate and the Congress together, we're talking 544 votes? Only one voted against those wars? The New York Times pounded the war drums harder. Now they're going to come out? Now they're going to come out? It's too late, baby. But we can do a documentary on Fukushima in the year 2525 if man is still alive. So, the 12 days of nuclearism, we're down to a week. The 12 days of nuclearism and the nuclear energy crime syndicate gave to Germany a giant greenwashing machine. The 11th day of nuclearism, the nuclear energy crime syndicate cult gave to Germany a stay in a bone marrow transplant unit. On the 10th day of nuclearism, the nuclear energy crime syndicate gave to Germany a giant permanent nuclear repository. On the 9th day of nuclearism gave to Germany, made in Vienna, a nuclear energy DOE spread across the global propaganda pom-pom team. On the 8th day of nuclearism, the nuclearism crime syndicate gave to Germany a poisoned nuclearism, cesium-137, iodine, plutonium, ecology. On the 7th day, on the 6th day, on the 7th day, on the 7th day, let there be light. Gave to nuclearism. Who's this cat? Get out of your car. Gave to Germany. Shoot, it was on the river. Let there be light. Well, there's a counter to it, right? For every action, there's a reaction. On the 7th day, let there be light. Gave a renewable, beautiful, conscious Germany. The nuclear energy crime syndicate gave to thee, created the greatest anti-nuclear energy movement of all mankind, in the history of mankind. I mean, I went to a rally, they hold hands for 10 miles to shut down the reactors. I had the biggest Fukushima rally in this country here. It was non-paid. There was some propaganda that paid people to show up and make a sign on the beach, but non-paid, I had the biggest ones. Maybe 100. They get millions. Thank you, Germany. It's going to be a big week. We're going to have a hell of a party. I can't wait. You know, it's going to be historic. As Germany goes, the EU will go. The same day, they're going to shut them off. The same day, G7 are meeting in Japan for a nuclear renaissance. The place that, let's see, maybe you can Hiroshima, Nagasaki again. Fukushima again. Happy Easter, everybody. Just remember, that guy we're celebrating today, this is not about bunnies laying eggs. Remember that guy, usury. The usury capital of the world right now is Utah. The usury capital of the world, and they call themselves, remember, he took the whip and he threw the money changers out of the temple. That's all it is money. Buy here, payday, come get a car loan. The capital of the world. Everybody in this state, the politicians, the religious leaders should get down on their hands and knees and beg God for forgiveness because you have beared false witness. What's the ultimate usury? I say it all the time. You know I said it in Memory Grove. I'll show you usury. Nuclearism is usury. Go live in a bone marrow transplant, which I did at the top of the LDS off and on for 5 years. Clinging to life. Blisters on my tongue, pigment burned out of my freaking eyes, sucked up to 119 pounds, open heart surgery twice. But I lived in that place. I used to say this is like being in prison, on death row, for a crime you did not commit. I'm like, no, wait a minute. Death row's got to have better food than this. I was in that prison for a long time. I've been in that prison off. My health, what's the odds? 2011. I go into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11. It's the greatest event in human history. The work that I've done, thank you everybody who supports this historic work. Germany, nuclear energy free this week. The same day they're going to be pom-pom teaming in Japan, the 51st state. What happened to a bee? Whoa! Japanese culture has a different belief system, but it's where the wind blows, it's where the water flows. We're all the same when it comes to nuclear fallout. It doesn't care about your socioeconomic status. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about your race. It doesn't care about your sexual orientation. Don't give a shit. Leukemia don't care. I'm here to tell you. I call it the reverse lottery. It can happen to anyone. So thank you in Germany. Thank you in Austria. Thank you in Denmark. Thank you in Spain. Thank you in Italy for standing up to the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. Thank you. Happy Easter. Do you think Jesus would stand up to the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate? Oh, I'll guarantee he would. Oh, hell yes, he would. It's where the wind blows. It's where the water flows. I made these in Austria, me and Sandra. It's been all over the world. As I used to say, oh, easy Batman. Don't make a sign. Be a sign. The world is run by those who show up. Stand tuned. It's going to be a good week. First mudslide has happened here. We'll see how it plays out, but spring has sprung. Spring has sprung on Easter Sunday, 2023. Spring has sprung. Spring has sprung. we'll see how she plays out. Stay tuned.